We need to talk about a soon-to-be-released Elder Scrolls project that's had me extremely excited since I first laid eyes on it several years ago during its early development. That project, of course, is Skyblivion, the ambitious fan-made mod project that aims to remake the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion within the Skyrim engine, bringing modern visuals, mechanics, and quality of life improvements to one of the most important RPGs of all time. Developed by a dedicated team of volunteers, this free mod, not just a simple remaster, it's a complete rebuild of Cyrodiil, featuring enhanced quests, updated environments, improved AI, updated 3D assets, new music, and much more. But this project that the team has been working on is obviously no easy task. Oblivion is an absolutely massive game, and giving it this much love and attention to detail is pretty insane, especially considering that this is being built by a team of volunteers. Now, for a bit of background, we know that Skyblivion has been in development for over a decade at this point, beginning as a passion project by a small group of modders. The idea was simple but pretty ambitious: rebuild Oblivion from the ground up using Skyrim's creation engine to enhance its graphics, its gameplay mechanics, and its world details while still staying true to the original game's atmosphere and charm. The project officially kicked off way back in 2012, but it wasn't until about 2018 that it took on a more structured approach with the growing team of dedicated developers, artists, and designers. And as of last year, with one of the team's biggest updates posted to YouTube, we learned that over 93% of Cyrodiil's world had been fully landscaped with handcrafted details, expanded cities, and unique biomes that make the world feel more alive than ever before. Even more impressive, nearly all 200 quests have been rewritten, remastered, or improved from their original form back in Oblivion, with new mechanics and new branching choices that expand on the original experience. Sound design has also received an overhaul, incorporating original Oblivion sounds, Skyrim's best audio, and brand new immersive effects. And as I mentioned, the 3D design work going into Skyblivion is pretty insane, with over 2,500 assets rebuilt from scratch. Not only has the team done this to make the game look better, but I also found it pretty interesting that this is actually a legal requirement that the team has to comply with to not get in trouble with Bethesda. Now, from my understanding, this is basically necessary because Bethesda doesn't allow direct distribution of Oblivion's original assets, which are, including textures, models, animations, etc., even if it's just in a mod. So to comply with this, the Skyblivion team has to recreate every object, every weapon, every armor set, every creature and texture from scratch to ensure the mod is legally distinct from the intellectual property of the original game, Oblivion. And one interesting exception to this rule is actually voice acting. Since Oblivion features thousands of lines of fully voiced dialogue, Skyblivion extracts those audio files legally under Bethesda's own guidelines, using a pretty intense process. Skyblivion starts by pulling NPC voice lines from Oblivion's game files using modding tools. Now, this is allowed because the mod requires users to own both Skyrim and Oblivion in order to play it, but since Oblivion's audio is lower quality by comparison, the team next remasters those voice lines to improve their clarity, reduce some background noise, balance out the volume levels, and then because Skyrim uses a different dialogue and animation system, Skyblivion then reformats the audio files and syncs them back using Skyrim's own lip-syncing technology. I mean, this just sounds insane to me, but somehow the developers on the team have managed to pull this off, and the dialogue that I have seen at least sounds really clear, while also obviously inheriting the classic voice acting of those original Oblivion characters. So yeah, Bethesda has been supportive of the Skyblivion project, even though they apparently have their own Oblivion project also on the way, with a potential 2025 release as well. That's going to be very interesting to see this two projects side by side in comparison, one being a fan-made project and one being a Bethesda-led project. Not sure how that's going to turn out, but it will be interesting to watch. But thankfully, by recreating assets, Skyblivion ensures its mod can be publicly distributed without violating Bethesda's policies, and this also allows them to expand and improve on those assets, making the game look and feel more modern while avoiding any potential takedowns from Bethesda. Since Skyblivion is a free mod, it ensures all compliances are in place by rebuilding everything like we said, so that only players who own both Skyrim and Oblivion can use it legally. So yes, if you own both games, you can look forward to this free mod very, very soon. But probably what's impressed me the most about Sky Oblivion is its attention to detail. This isn't just a simple copy-paste of the original world. Every region, every city and landscape has to be fully reimagined, and it's been done with modern graphics while still staying true to the spirit of Oblivion. Cyrodiil itself features 9 unique regions, each with its own biomes, weather patterns, and style in terms of architecture. And the Sky Oblivion team has designed these regions to reflect that original character while incorporating some new details. You've got, the Gold Coast region, for example, with its fields and its rolling hills, and the city of Anvil that's going to be now more detailed with expanded docks and more lifelike NPC AI. Then there's the Colovian Highlands, a rugged and mountainous area with dense forests, and the city of Coral that's enhanced with new stonework and new castle walls. The Great Forest, including towering redwoods and deep woodlands, now is going to feel more immersive with more dense vegetation and options for wildlife. The Jurel Mountains includes the snow-capped northern peaks with Bruma, reflecting its harsh and isolated nature. You've got the Niben Valley and Basin, that lush river-fed landscape, now updated with expanded farms and river deltas and a more detailed lake region. Blackwood Swamp is going to feel more murky and features more intricate marshlands, fog covering, and enhanced Argonian settlements. You've got the West Weald, known for its vineyards and farmlands, now featuring more grape fields and more sprawling cities like Skingrad. And then there's the Heartlands, the Central Plains surrounding the Imperial City, showcasing more open fields, more scattered ruins, and expanded settlements. So unlike Oblivion, where a lot of the cities kind of felt separated from the open world environment, Sky Oblivion is going to focus on each city integrating into its environment and its landscape more. Cities are going to have expanded outer districts that reflect their historical and their economic impact. New farmlands or roads are going to connect more naturally between settlements. And then, like we said, there's more updated and more diverse architectural styles to reflect different cultures and different history within the region. And the Sky Oblivion also takes full advantage of Skyrim's enhanced lighting and rendering engine, offering more realistic shadows, dynamic weather effects, denser foliage, and improved terrain textures, and more immersive water physics, just to name a few updates there. So by rebuilding all of Cyrodiil in this amount of detail, Sky Oblivion not only brings Oblivion back to life, but it also ensures that it feels like a more modern open world take on an RPG. But that's, just speaking about world design. We have quest implementation in Sky Oblivion as well. That's been a massive undertaking too. Now, in total, Sky Oblivion features nearly 200 quests, remastered and improved from Oblivion's original versions to offer deeper choices, better pacing, and more immersive storytelling. Most of these are done already, and some have even been showcased on YouTube. This includes 20 quests for the main quest line, 21 quests for the Fighters Guild, 22 quests for the Mages Guild, 16 Thieves Guild quests, 24 quests for the Dark Brotherhood, 15 Daedric quests, 46 side quests, 2 arena quests, and 21 quests for master training. But again, Sky Oblivion's quests aren't just copied from the original game. They've been enhanced and expanded to fix issues from Oblivion and bring them closer to modern RPG standards. Quest-related NPCs now are going to react more dynamically. They're going to have deeper dialogue options and follow more natural routines. Some quests even feature expanded choices and alternate endings. Plus, the objectives are going to be clearer, and some unnecessary backtracking has been minimized where it's possible. And unique bosses like Manny Marco, for example, now have updated encounters to make them feel like truly epic battles rather than just simple, ordinary fights. But the team is posting regular updates on YouTube showcasing this work, like a recent playthrough I saw of the Killing Fields questline. This quest focuses on the family defending their farm from goblins near Coral. We saw several major updates just to this one single questline, including improved AI for the Odile brothers, making them more reactive in combat. We saw multiple quest endings influenced by player choices and the survival of the family. For example, if both sons die, their father is going to be really sad and offer no reward at all. But if both sons survive, he then gifts the player Chillrend, a unique redesigned weapon. And there's also persistent world changes based on how you resolved the quest as well. For example, the family farm will remain damaged after the goblin attack, and it's going to, take time to recover that. And if the sons perish, graves actually show up at the farm a little bit later, adding even more weight and stakes to the outcome. And this is just one quest that we've been shown, so the potential here is pretty amazing. My favorite update, though, is probably the game's improvements to itemization. Skyblivion features a complete overhaul, as we said, of weapons, armor, and items, ensuring that they feel unique, rewarding, and visually updated as well. Every weapon and armor set has been remodeled and retextured to meet more updated graphical standards, while, maintaining the character of Oblivion's designs. In terms of weapons, we already heard about Chillrend. That's a legendary frost-enchanted sword, which has been redesigned with sort of a crystal appearance and enhanced magical effects. There's also Umbra, the famous soul-trapping sword, which now features darker, higher resolution textures with more glowing effects. And of course, we have the Daedric artifacts. Weapons like Mehrunes Razor and Volendrung have been rebuilt with new, detailed, and immersive effects. Plus, there's just more weapon variety in general. For example, Skyblivion now includes regional variations of weapons, such as Colovian and Nibonese blades, which reflect, the different cultures present in Cyrodiil. And now, in terms of armor improvements, the light and heavy arena champion sets also feature richer colors, more battle-worn textures, other enhanced details. Of course, Daedric and Ebony armor is now going to look more imposing, with more detail like glowing runes and even unique set bonuses. In terms of itemization enhancements, basically, unique items are going to be truly unique in Skyblivion. So if an item was previously generic, like enchanted rings or staves, they're going to feature new custom designs and effects. And there's also going to be more loot diversity, where new rare item drops are going to ensure that dungeons and enemy encounters definitely feel more rewarding, and certain magical effects also have unique visual cues, making enchanted weapons and armor feel more distinct. So Skyblivion's itemization overall is a big part of what I'm excited about, giving us a better sense of progression and making powerful weapons and armor both visually impressive and mechanically rewarding. So progressing your character to be the ultimate hero of Kvatch should be even more rewarding now, with many paths to success. But there's so much more we could talk about here beyond just questing and itemization. Skyblivion introduces numerous other improvements to modernize Oblivion, including a revamped UI, which includes a more sleek Skyrim-style interface. It's going to make menus and inventory management a lot more intuitive and user-friendly. There's also a big overhaul to the leveling system, where the attribute and skill progression system is going to be redesigned to avoid some of the level scaling issues of Oblivion, while retaining the depth of character builds. There's enhanced NPC AI, which we talked about. NPCs now are going to have more realistic behaviors, improved daily routines, and better responses to your actions as a player. And there's even fast travel improvements, allowing a mix of both immersion-friendly travel options and convenience. So these updates, along with countless bug fixes and quality of life improvements, mean that Skyblivion is a lot more than just a remake. It's a reimagining of Oblivion for a whole new generation of players. I honestly have never been this excited about free mod before, so definitely put this on your radar for 2025. Skyblivion looks to be something that I will be investing many hours into in the future. Links will be down below if you want to check out their latest updates and progress and how you can support the team further. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe out there, and I will see you around in the next video.